What's up, is Gene? This word to be great. And I want to talk to you guys about a very important topic, something that affects many of us, something that a lot of us have a hard time overcoming, and that is people pleasing. You see, I used to be a big people pleaser in my life. I would say yes to others, and knowing inside I was saying no to myself because I wanted other people to be happy. And I'm sure a lot of you all struggle with that as well. You struggle with people pleasing. You want everybody else to be happy, even if that happening is the expense at your own happiness. So what I want to do in this video is to show you how to stop people pleasing, because people pleasing always leads to misery. I remember years ago when I first started my speaking journey, and I was so happy about opportunities I got to go speak. And I was doing all these free speaking engagements, even though my mentor was telling me, he was saying, Gene, you have to stop doing all these speaking engagements for free, because if you don't, people are going to start taking advantage of you and you're never going to be compensated for what you deserve. And I started taking this advice. And one time I went to this school and they was having it was kind of like a speaker trial or something like that. They brought in all these speakers to speak to these middle schoolers, and the principal say, listen, whoever does the best in here, if the students like you, we're going to bring you back, and whatever your speaker fee is, we're going to pay it. So I went up there and I spoke, and the middle schoolers loved me. So the principal came up to me and said, hey, Gene, man, our students love you. Hey, we would like to bring you back after the summer to do our, they have like a kick off new school event or whatever. I say, great. This is what my fee is, and I'd love to talk to you in the summer. He said, okay, I'm going to call you in the summer. We can have a discussion, or I'll send you an email, and then we can get everything wrapped up. So throughout the summer, I was doing all kinds of speaking engagements, and one day I got an email from this principal. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. And he said, hey, Gene, man, we're looking forward to having you at our back-to-school event. The guys are very, very, very excited about you. We already putting your name on the flyer. We cannot wait to have you. And I remember thinking to myself, hold on, you put my name on the flyer. We haven't even discussed the agreement yet. So in the email I sent back, I said, hey, I would love to be at the event, but this is my speaker fee. This is the agreement. Can I send it to you right now? Because I need at least 50% deposit, or we can talk about it on the phone. What do you want to do? He never responded to the email, so I was like, that's weird. I know he read this email. But then a week later, he sent me another email saying, man, look, the guys are so excited about having you at this event. And I'm like, man, I know this man has seen this email, me asking him about, we talking about the money now, but he still didn't say anything. So I sent him another email. I say, sir, this is my agreement that I have. This is my fee. We discussed this. He still didn't say anything. And about 2 weeks before the school was about to start, he sends me an email and says, hey, man, check out the flyer. We got your name on the flyer. The guys are excited. We can't wait to have you. And I sent him an email back and say, I am not coming to the event unless this agreement is signed and I get compensated for my time. So then he sends me an email back. He say, man, I have to be honest with you. We don't have the money to pay you, man, but the guys really want you to come. I would love to have you at the school. You get the opportunity to speak to all our students. And at that moment, I felt that people pleasing inside of me start to rise up. I start to say to myself, Gene, you can compromise. You can go speak for free. It's no big deal. But I knew in my heart, if I said yes to him, I've been saying no to myself. I will not be compensated. I will not be getting what I deserve. So I decided to stick to my no. And I said, sir, I'm not doing the event. I know you put my name on a flyer. I know the guys are going to be upset. But we talked about me being paid for this event. And because you cannot compensate me, I will not be able to come. You see, a lot of you all, you have situations like that. They may not be a speaking engagement. They may be with a family member, a loved one, a friend. You have people who want you to do something, and you know in your heart that if you do it, you will be people pleasing. You will be saying yes to them and no to yourself. And eventually you will be upset with yourself. You'll be miserable because that people pleasing will be leading to your misery. And if you want to live your dreams, you want to realize your goals, you cannot continue to be a people pleaser. If you keep people pleasing, people will take advantage of you. You will feel less valuable. You will feel like people can just rule you anytime they want. And the more you keep giving in with people pleasing, the less powerful you will feel. And the more you keep doing things that make other people happy, even if it's at the expense of your own happiness. So how do you stop people pleasing? Number one, you have to stick to your no. When you tell somebody no, it is a one-word sentence. It does not need an explanation. Now, the mistake I've made in the past is I tell somebody no and I go into a long explanation. Now, the problem with this is that when you do that with people, they see that as a sign of weakness. They think to themselves, this person don't really mean no. They just saying no right now. So what they'll do is they'll keep asking over and over again. And what eventually happened to a lot of us? We give in. We give in to the people pleasing because we were not willing to stick to our no. So the first thing you must do is stick to your no. Now, the second thing is this. Don't give in to the guilt trips. Now, when people want you to do something and they know it's going to be an inconvenience for you, they know that you said no before and they're trying to get you to say yes, they're going to put you on the guilt trip. See, that's what that guy did at that school. He tried to guilt trip me into saying, hey, the kids are going to be so upset you're not coming. We already put you on a flyer, on and on and on. And that guilt trip, I felt it. But I knew that if I let that guilt trip get the best of me and I compromised my no, then I would have been people pleasing. I would have did that event. I would have been upset and I would have been miserable. See, a lot of you give into the guilt trip. Somebody guilt trip you, instead of you sticking to your no, you give into the guilt trip. So I would encourage you, no matter who it is, once you say no, when they start those guilt trips, you continue to stick to your no. And the third thing is, let's say that the person has tried to guilt trip you. They keep on trying over and over again. At this point, you don't have to say no again if you don't want to. Instead, I highly advise you to put distance between yourself and that individual. I don't care if it's a family member, a friend, whoever it is, you need to put distance. Because at that point, they'll realize they have no power over you. You said no, you met your no, and now you're not discussing it again. Because if you do not put distance between yourself and that other person, and you allow them to keep bombarding you, trying to get you to do the thing they want you to do, what's going to happen is you're probably going to blow up, you're going to lose your cool or whatever. But instead of that, what I highly suggest you do is put distance between yourself and an individual. Now, if you're in a situation you can't do so, when that person bring it up, just let them know at that moment, I'm not discussing that again. Cut it off. Don't let them have a conversation about it. Let them know that you said no and you met your no, because that is the only way you're going to be able to stop people pleasing. These are my 3 ways to stop people pleasing. I know a lot of you all out there probably think to yourself, this is easier said than done. And it's true, because when people are people pleasing you, they're getting your emotions, they're manipulating you, they're trying to do something that you really don't want to do. But if you want to have your power, if you want to be able to overcome that people pleasing, you have to stick to that no. You cannot give it to those guilt trips, and you got to be willing to put your distance between yourself and those individuals who try to manipulate you to do something that you truly don't want to do. So stop the people pleasing in your life. Grab your power back. Stop allowing people to manipulate you. Go after the goals. Go after the dreams that you truly want to live in your life, because you are worthy to be great.
If you like this video, I want to ask you to like and share this video. Also, if you struggle with your self-discipline, I want to encourage you to get a copy of my new book, Worthy to be Great, How to Build Self-Discipline to Achieve Your Greatness. Just click the link below or in my profile and get your copy today.